Hi, my name is Maureen. I'm an artist. I graduated from UNLV, the MFA program here. I'm currently living in Los Angeles. I will be having a show at the government Rotunda. So the show is called See the Forest for the Trees. So it's about seeing the larger details and the smaller details and making a full cohesive, narrative based on everything that is encompassed in that. So I was thinking about a lot of growth and the the astroturf, so growth and fake growth. So on the astroturf, I've envisioned these, I really kind of saw them as paintings that were going to be kind of growing out of this kind of fake environment that I'm putting in their government rotunda. But they'll be displayed similar to trellises. So they'll have a very rough frame around them so that they're standing upright. But it's a funny way of saying that these paintings would facilitate growth, or that through these grids, you could actually grow plants on them, or the colors themselves are growing on them. In light of recent events in the past year or so, well, this is the election, but I've really thought about my paintings and how I've been trying to create trompe-l'oeil spaces and seeing through the paintings, but they're through a flat surface. But with the laser cutter, I'm able to actually piece together these paintings and do it in a way that you can actually see through the layers, and so there's no facade. It's really up front, very frontal paintings, and I've never really seen it done before, and it's also something I've never done before, and it's been really, really exciting to see how it breaks down and how it can actually work into my work. I've been trying to create really democratic spaces that really invite people to interact and walk around and really engage with painting in more than one flat wall. And especially with the rotunda being such an open space, thinking about the space being able to look up, being able to sit down on astroturf and to look up into the space, look through the paintings, see how the different layers of the paintings as they stack while you're sitting there. It's a completely different opportunity that you would get in any other gallery. Started here at UNLV. We got a laser cutter 2 years ago and I helped set it up. And I was really fortunate to become the lab tech for it. I fell in love with the process. It's all through Illustrator, so you have a full control over, it's basically a really fancy printer that can cut images in whatever you plug into it. So the way that I've integrated it into my paintings is thinking about how I would take pieces of tape from my previous work and try and make out these large grids or pieces of paint and break those down into the actual forms that they are, load those into Illustrator, and this can actually cut what my hand would make using a paintbrush. Vegas actually had a really large influence on the color palette that I've been using in the past 5 years, 3 years, 3 years, especially the 3 years at UNLV. It's a lot to compete with Vegas, and there's the subtle colors of the desert and then the neon right on top of it, and so getting that high contrast has really amped up my palette a little bit. But also the signage and billboards, and even just on the drive out from LA to Vegas, you see a lot of the layers of signs as they go through and how stark they are against the landscape. So a lot of that geometry of having a 2D surface against a vast space is really beautiful to me. They are somewhat subtly political, but they're also in a way that is supposed to be enjoyable, in a way that it makes you really see both sides of something. You really have to engage with the artwork in the round to be able to fully understand or experience all the different layers that are happening throughout the pieces. I would love to see you at the closing reception, which will be on May 5th, I believe, from 7 to 9 p.m.